to the workshop for July the 2nd. I am Mayor Beth Gray Hayward, Mayor Pro Tem. I'll be filling in for the mayor tonight. The mayor is on Zoom. I will not steal his thunder. And the mayor, if you would like to announce and tell everyone why you're not here, we would like to hear.
Absolutely. Thank you all for making the accommodations to have me on tonight. But so Jenny, so Emery Anella Phillips was born this morning at 8 a.m. She's healthy. Thank you all very much. She's 8 pounds, 2 ounces, 20 inches long. She's resting now, and mom's resting as well too. So I'm up here at Beaufort Memorial Hospital. I'm out sitting in the car on the Zoom. So I appreciate y'all letting me hop on. Thank you from everybody for all the love and support that we've gotten so far today. So thank y'all.
Thank you, Mayor.
Congratulations.
Yep, congratulations. We're going to call this meeting to order. First thing we have is a presentation. Chief Myers, I think you have a new officer that's taken the oath tonight, and I will not try to butcher your name. I'm so sorry. We'll let the chief do it. You come forward, please, sir.
Catalina Palacio.
Try.
You're right, Mayor Pro Tem, Council, Town Admin. We have a new officer here today, originally from New York. Tell me if I get anything wrong. It's Catalina Palacio. Let's say it correctly. Okay. She currently lives in Port Royal.
Nice.
All right. The thing that we really like to see. She comes to us as an experienced police officer. She has over 3 years experience, 2 years experience? 3 years experience. And last year she was named Officer of the Year from the department that she came from.
Nice.
She has a Bachelor's of Science degree in sociology. And one thing I am proud of that I mentioned last month, we swore in our last officer, is she was recruited by one of our own officers. And I just think that's huge too, that our officers are really taking pride in who they want to be here, who they want to work with, who's going to be their backup, and who they're working with, and they chose her. She made it through the process. Her background is amazing. Her skills are amazing. Like I said, Officer of the Year last year. So we're just really, really glad to have her. So welcome forward. Do you have anybody who'd like to hold the Bible for you?
If you would you?
Absolutely, I would love to. If I'm ambidextrous. Okay, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Catalina Palacios,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of the state,
according to the Constitution of the state,
to exercise the duties
to exercise the duties
of this office
of this office,
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
and that I will equally,
and that I will equally,
fairly,
fairly,
impartially,
impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve,
and preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the state
the Constitution of the state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank
If anybody would like to come up.
you. Yeah, my sister and my friend, Fulton Page.
All right, come on up. Sorry, Brady. Why don't you get in front? I got the anchor. Do you see on there? You know better than that. Captain, you got it. No, that's what Tony's right behind you. He just rescued a turtle now. What's that?
Nice try.
Oh, yeah, he's ambidextrous. Look at that.
All right, everybody, eyes open, big smiles. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right, thank you.
That's talent, Tony.
Good to be seen. Good job, Chief. Keep coming. So we're trying. Let's try.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Right.
We're moving right
Done a great
along.
job.
Brooke, if you can do the council briefing for us, please.
Yes, ma'am, I'd be happy to. I wanted to start off the council briefing by giving a congratulations to our very own Sean, Kelly, and Tony at SK Signs, Designs, and Marketing for being named Best of South Carolina 2025 Regional Winner for Videography. Starting with the Sands Beach Causeway, the bridge is complete, open to the public and for vehicles. Just to recap, we did have the ribbon cutting ceremony this past Thursday. Knock on wood, the gate is working, so we're good to go there. Staff has a couple of minor things. We're still working on a couple more signs down there, but other than that, we're good to go. We're complete. Sands Beach boat landing, anyone that has a boat might have noticed that when it's low tide, trying to get off of the trailer is a bit difficult. That's due to tides and current. The county is aware of it and they're planning on scheduling maintenance within the week. And then they'll continue every 2 weeks of continual maintenance. Let's see, speed humps. All of our speed humps have been installed and any that had any issues have been corrected. The only thing outstanding is the thermoplastic that will be applied. That's the arrows that are on the speed humps, and it takes so long for the asphalt to cure before that they can apply that. So we're just waiting for that time frame, and then that will complete the speed humps.
Brooke, there's the first speed bump on Madrid as you're coming kind of from Rubach Road down there. It's got cones around, it's got 4 cones on it. Is there any reason for those cones? Is there something up with that?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'll take a look at that tomorrow on my way in.
I believe they were put there because they were absent when they, in the initial stages, and I reported it, and because it had no signage at all. So that, and I think Jeff brought those and put them there. He just probably didn't retrieve them.
Got it, awesome.
West Paris Avenue, all concrete work has been finished, and this week the road will be milled, and next week we will see asphalt poured.
Nice.
So another project coming to completion. We've been busy here.
Yes, you have.
Paris Avenue streetscape, we received 2 bids. They're in the process of being tabulated, and they'll come before you in August for approval for that contractor. Splash Pad County requested the water and sewer tie-ins to be off of 16th Street. That's different than what we originally planned. So we're tweaking our design plans with that update. And then the engineer is trying to track down some CAD drawings for the property. If we can't find it, then we're going to have to make sure we get those done. And then the next will be submitting designs to Beaufort Jasper Water for waste and water permits. 4th of July, it's right around the corner, Friday. We'll be hosting the annual 4th of July celebration. The boat ramp will close Thursday evening as it usually does. The police department will go out and shut everything down. Food and refreshments will start at noon, as well as DJ Kev Greaves will be entertaining the beachgoers, visitors up until 4 p.m. The Marine Corps band will be ready to play at 8 p.m. Fireworks will go off once it's dark. Residents of the downtown Port Royal area and the police department will be running shuttles with the golf carts. And golf carts are allowed. We did have some questions. Golf carts are allowed down at the Sands Beach, but just as a reminder, once the fireworks are complete, the priority is people exit first, and then anything with wheels will follow suit. Let's see. And also that no pets, firearms, or beer, wine, or alcohol to be brought to the event. But we do have Help of Beaufort will be running a beer and wine tent, so there will be options there. The docks. ATM will be assisting us. They are the ones that did the designs for us for the docks. They're helping us with the permitting process. We were originally on Safe Harbors permit, so we're in the process of separating that, and then we'll be able to apply. It's going to take some time for that, but in the meantime, we've requested ATM to find someone to do a sonar reading of what's below. That way we know any obstructions that we're gonna have to deal with the project. So it's best to get that done while we're waiting for the permit.
So this would be the shrimp docks, right?
Correct.
Okay, will
Yes.
it be, it's coming off of lot G, right?
Correct.
Is it
Yes, sir.
Footprints where it comes off, kind of the same place?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it is.
So then it'll go out, I know it's got a different configuration, but I just want to make sure.
No, it's going to be, one side will be for the commercial, that way strippers, fishermen will have the one side, the other side will be for day docking, public.
Good, but I'm glad that that's
Yeah.
coming to fruition.
We're working on it.
I know you are. Glad to see that.
We do have a new hire to announce. We'll be having him join us at one of our upcoming meetings. He is Joseph Etham. He's going to be assisting Noah. He's planner one, and he came to us from Orlando, Florida, so we're excited to have him on board. Park staff is working on scheduling electrical work and cleanup of trees at both the Naval Heritage and John Parker Park.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. 12th Street parking and sidewalks, we've been in contact, we're reaching out to the developer to sit down with us, and we're ready to get that constructed. Spanish Moss Trail on June 23rd, the county approved the consent agenda, an intergovernmental agreement between Beaufort County and the town of Port Royal for the contribution of $200,000 towards the completion of the Spanish Moss Trail. So we're making progress. Thank you to the county.
Thank you, County Council Chairwoman
Thank you.
Alice.
Another a shout out to the county is that the county recently designated money from the GEO bond that they just received. And that's going to be, there was a portion that was to go to south of the Broad and north of the Broad for parks. And that's going to be going towards the Cherry Hill Oak Tree. And we're going to see design and civil plans from that money. And I'll be sitting on the panel for the RFP and that whole process. So we'll have staff on that as well.
Great, thank you.
Let's see. The final item that I have, everyone's aware of what's been going on with the city of Beaufort with the Water Festival. They have reached out to the town of Port Royal for some assistance for the raft race. That's July 12th from 8:30 to 12 o'clock. And between council and staff, we feel comfortable that we'll be able to support their event. And so both the beach and the boat landing will remain open. So only difference we'll really see is we'll have some entertainment with some paddling and some additional people to Port Royal. So that is all I have. If you guys have any questions, please let me know.
I think that was it.
Good.
Main thing was West Paris and the paving. I think we've got that. We can go over the agenda. I think that's the next item for next week, the proposed agenda.
We will start with a proclamation for Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week with Queen Quet will be here. For presentations, we have the Volunteer Water Rescue Squad's 50th anniversary. That will be presented by the fire department. And we have a retirement of Constable Futterbergs by the police department. Under first reading, we will have ordinance 2025-11, an ordinance amending the business license ordinance of the town of Port Royal to update the class schedule as required by Act 176 of 2020. As you remember, the town adopted this back in, I believe, 2020, and it requires the municipalities to update their business license class schedule every odd number year. The ordinance will not go into effect until 2026, so after final reading, any new businesses will still remain under the current class schedule. Second reading is ordinance 2025-10, an ordinance to amend Articles 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the Development Code of the Town of Port Royal, South Carolina. This is the final reading for the Development Zoning Code. This has gone before Planning Commission, has had a public hearing. There's been quite a few meetings regarding this. I know Noah and Lauren have presented last month and did a really nice job on that presentation explaining what to expect. So this will just if there's any questions, no, we'll be here next week.
And we've made that available to the public, and we've sent it out to people who have requested it.
We've sent it out to everyone that's requested, and I believe we've had that. Yes, we have the hyperlink on the website.
Cool, thank you very much.
You're welcome. And that is it for the July council meeting agenda that I have.
Great, thank you so much for your presentation. Let's see, we'll move into important dates. Quick meeting tonight. We got Thursday, July the 3rd, Design Review Board meeting at 5:30. Friday, July 4th, Independence Day, town offices will be closed. Friday, July 4th, 2025, the 4th of July celebration at the Sands, noon to 10 p.m. And Wednesday, July 9th, 2025 will be the council meeting starting at 6:30. Is there any other dates that I'm missing that anybody's aware of for right now, just till next week's council? We do have some more coming next week. Okay, at this time, we're going to ask for public comments. I only have 4 at this time. We'll start with Jack. Philippia Malone.
It's Philippa Malone.
Oh, sorry.
You all know me as Pippa.
That's what
I'm a happy resident of 6 years now.
Good.
914 London Avenue at the corner of 10th Street. Love being here, cool, coastal, and far from ordinary. I want to thank you all for posting and making public all these wonderful building codes that are being considered, or some amendments to Articles 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which brings to this issue that Gail Tramontano had asked me to read a summary of her letter that she posted or sent to you all on June 19th. You all know Gail Tramontano, 1516 Old Shell. She has some concerns in regards to the new subdivision at Willis Way and Old Shell. I'm not going to read the entire letter, you all have read it, but for the benefit of our audience and citizens of our community, she would like for you all to reconsider seriously some of the amendments to those codes. And I've read those codes and the highlighted areas. Specifically, postpone, this is verbatim, what she's asked me to read. Postpone approval of current code revisions until the below or the following can be devised to add in it. Assign precise percentage of the size of a new house in square feet in proportion to the given overall size of the lot. Designate overall percentage of the lot size built to include 2-car parking, setbacks, garage, portico, porches, etc. in relation to the above. And I know that some of those codes actually do address some of those issues. Increase the setback footage from the street, the side lots, and rear of the property line on proposed lots to consider house square footage formulated and location. Also sufficient access to, from parking of each homeowner's 2 vehicles, fire truck and emergency vehicle access. Specifically related to this lot, please. Percentages must be contingent upon location, size of the lot, existing trees, and position of a given house in relation to the lot and neighboring houses. Additional guest parking should be allotted and made mandatory within 4 or more houses to accommodate guests and not stress our streets. Planning board only can deny variances for additions, renovations that do not fall within these newly devised proportions of land use as mandated for that size lot. Implement a mandatory process of submitting all variances and plans of new build houses. Is that up?
minutes.
Okay.
You summarize it.
Well, that was a long summary of a very longer letter. Thank you very much. If you all need copies of this land plot, of this subdivision located at Willis Way, I'm happy to share it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pippa.
Thank you. Miss Alice Howard?
Beaufort County has started doing a chat with council. We do it every other month. And last month, we were on St. Helena for a chat with council, and we had a nice turnout of people. It's very informal, and people can ask questions. They can bring up anything they want. And it's just council members. There's no staff. But at that meeting on St. Helena, those of us that were there noticed there were a lot of questions about ICE and the relationship with the sheriff, and a lot of, I wouldn't say misinformation, but a lot of rumors are going around about what ICE is doing, what ICE isn't doing in Beaufort County. So several of us reached out to the sheriff. He said, I'd like to have a meeting to kind of clear the air and talk about what the sheriff's department's doing and what their policies are. So on July 8th at 5 o'clock at his building, which is on Bay Street, the old federal courthouse, that's 5 o'clock, we're gonna host him, and he will answer questions that the public have about what his department is doing and not doing with ICE. So and there's been questions in the public schools too, so I think that'll help clear up those questions that are coming up. So I would encourage y'all to encourage people to come to that meeting.
July
It's
8th
in-
at 5 o'clock.
In the old
The old
courthouse.
courthouse.
And that room holds a lot of people, so
Yes.
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate the update.
Thank you, Ms. Howard.
Mr. Will Murphy?
Hello, everyone. Council, thank you for having me. And I just have a few comments about the buildings that are going up that Ms. Malone just talked about a few minutes ago. I thought we were under a moratorium where no things were going to be allowed to be built with more than 5 houses. I think there's 11 planned now in that little area there? Has something happened that got lifted, or it just seems like there's,
Is that a multi-family?
It's multi.
Not single.
well, it's a community, right?
Not single.
It is
No, but
it's not a
single.
community.
Not for single.
Oh,
family.
Not
okay.
a single family.
Only
I guess
for
there's a lot of
multifamily.
information, there's a lot of knowledge or a lot of information that we'd like to know about what's going on there, and a lot of it's lacking, and I think a lot of people here came to support Gail's thing to find out what's going on and what we can do about this, look into it a little bit more before we proceed with all of this, and before these new revisions get stepped in. There's a lot of concern here. We want to make sure that our property values stay up, so I'm sure all of you do as well, but
What we can do, Mr. Murphy, is we can have you contact Brooke, and she can set up a meeting with all of y'all and hopefully answer all of your questions that you have.
okay, hey, I
Okay.
appreciate that.
We want to make sure you have the time that you need to ask the questions.
Right. Well, that this next reading, there's another reading coming up on this before they're put into,
Wednesday will be the second final reading.
Yeah, second, so we might have to, if you can do it before next week and see that everybody's, if not, if you'll reach out to us, the mayor will be available, or myself, or
Okay.
any of the other council, if we don't have them, and let Brooke. and
all
then
right,
we can
yeah.
see if
So
we need
I'd like
do
to have a few
something.
more questions
Yeah.
answered, and I'm sure, it would be great if you guys could put it off for a little bit longer. Or put it off for another week, I don't know, before you do your final reading or before it goes into
That's
action.
always an option.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
well, thank you. I
Well, that's
appreciate
fine.
that. I appreciate your listening, having an open ear. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That's all of the tickets I have up here for speaking. Jack, I see you stepped up, okay.
Council, everyone, hello. John Norman, 16th Street Extension. I just want to finish Ms. Tramontano's statement, because it's our understanding, we're getting at this, we do not want you to approve 7 new houses to be built on Old Shell for a total of 11. This is our understanding, of which only 4 have been approved by subdividing the lot until they comply and meet the above proposed requirements and can be added to our codes. It doesn't seem likely that the additional 2 front houses of the 4 already approved would comply with these new standards. In addition, the existing moratorium, which prohibited more than 5 houses to be built on any lot in Port Royal, is still in effect, is it not? No? Okay, this is a misunderstanding.
Single dwelling.
Okay. That eliminates the next one. And the thought was actually the plot of land was made into 2 subdivisions with 4 houses approved and being built, and 7 lots approved for the remaining lots. Total of 11 on the same lot, although it's been divided, has been submitted to be divided into 2 lots. That's it.
All right.
Just finishing up.
And if you will, with the group, everybody get with Brooke, and
Absolutely.
she can have one day that she can sit down with y'all and the planning, and let's go over it and make sure that everybody understands what's happening and moving forward, so that we can.
Let's go to that within the next couple of weeks, is that correct?
We need to get it by next week or figure something out before then.
So we can make an informed decision on that.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
want to make sure we make an informed decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Is that something,
Thank all of you.
I'm gonna, Noah will be in tomorrow, so I'm gonna touch base with him, and I'm gonna plan on getting everyone's contact information, so that way I can see what his schedule's like, and get us sit down, so that way we can discuss everything.
and if you schedule a meeting, let us know. I think I'd like to attend.
Happy to.
Attend to.
Well, only 2 of you people.
We'll do rock, paper, scissors. But I'd like to attend if I'm available, if it's, that's okay. Well, 2's fine. We can come back and report to you. Is that cool?
That's cool, that's cool.
Mm.
If nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
It's, you finished?
Now we finished?
Are we finished?
Yeah.
We are finished. Wow, I'm learning about me.
Finish your
quick.
workshop.
Thank you.
Anybody make a motion?
Thank y'all for being here.
Okay.
It's a workshop.
Great job. Thank y'all. Great job.
Good.